Open up your mind. Let the Oddcast inside.
Welcome back to another episode of the Oddcast. My name is David.
I'm Johnny.
And tonight on the Oddcast, we have a guest who brings together faith, hard work, family, and one of the most universally loved foods on the planet, pizza. You may know him online as MarcothePizzaMan, where he's built a following, not just by making great pizza, but by being himself, a man of faith, personality, humor, and a passion for what he does. What I appreciate about Marco is that he's not just promoting food, he's showing people the value of hard work and not being afraid to share your beliefs along the way. Tonight, we're going to go get into a few things with him. We're going to get into some pizza business, his online following, his faith, and the ups and downs of social media, of which we know that there are many. You can find him on Instagram. You can find his cookbook, Cookin' and Cussin', which I'll share a link after the show if you'd like to support him. And he is the owner and operator of Mutt's Pizzeria in Middleton, Massachusetts. So, Marco, welcome to the Oddcast.
Thank you so much for having me, guys. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. So I have a quick question just to start it off. When do you think that, when did it go from being just about food, right, to becoming part of your identity online? And kind of just a follow-up, if you want to answer these first two in a row, what was the moment you realized that people weren't just following the food or the pizza, but they were actually following you?
Yeah, that's a great question. So it started about like 5 years ago when I had a different restaurant in Beverly, Massachusetts, and Middleton actually at the time, but mostly when I had just the Beverly one, it was Panini Pizza Company. I was the original owner of that. Mm-hmm. I created that concept, and we started going live on Facebook. And I was just like, let's try social media out. And I didn't want to do TikTok at the time because it was just a bunch of teeny boppers just shaking their butt. And I'm like, I'm, a 40-year-old man. I am not doing that. But then it just got to a point where, we at the time you had to have like 1,000 followers on TikTok to do anything. And the only reason why I enjoyed TikTok was because it had like its own editing system built into the app. So I was so sick of doing things with a old school video camera and going back to my computer to edit everything and all that stuff. We just started doing that. People loved like seeing the food, and then when we got to the 1,000 follower mark, we just started streaming live like every Friday night, every Thursday night on the line, like just watching how it's made, and people just went crazy over it. And I want to say we were probably like the first, 3 people to ever be doing on the line in a restaurant.
Oh, wow.
And we just exploded overnight. Like we were averaging about 12 to 15,000 people watching us live on TikTok. And it was just like, you couldn't even read the comments. It was just going in. It was just streaming by. And people, I think, just were interested on seeing that side of like, watching. Some people were just watching their pizza being made before they came to pick it up.
Sure.
Or some people were just like, oh my God, this is so interesting. And of course, the kitchen industry, we're pretty lively. We got a pretty dirty mouth, and we got, if you're not quick with the tongue, you're pretty much sitting in the walk-in crying the whole time. So like being in the restaurant business for 26 years has given me this beautiful gift of gab. I am the king of talking crap about people. So it's just, people just loved seeing that, just like the interaction with the staff, and everyone had like their own, like it was almost like characters, just a bunch of characters on a show, and people loved seeing it. And it got to the point where they memorized schedules, they memorized people's outfits if they wore them 2 days in a row, or recipes, or you forgot to do this on the prep list, or who's running late. It just got insane, to the point where like merch was selling like nuts. And then we started doing like music and theme nights. Like there was a night that we did a Disney night. Everybody dressed up as Disney characters. We just got to the point where we're like, look, how far are we going to go with this? Like, right. Really, And we got like 3,000 subscribers on Spotify.
Wow. Spotify.
Yeah, right. So
Yeah.
like it just got crazy. So it got to it started with the live on the line, and then we did a thing called I did a thing called Prep with Posty, which was another side that people never saw. I was like, I'd go in the morning and I would only play Post Malone music, and I'm obsessed. I was obsessed with Post Malone at the time. I still am. I don't know about the whole country thing, but I'm still I respect him for it. I love him for it. But and we would just do prep. Like people never saw that part of the restaurant where like, how do we get ready for the day? And it was just one-on-one and sharing recipes and also just talking about life in general and owning a restaurant and having, 2 kids and, just running a business full time and doing content creation all the time. Cause we were like pumping out 2-3 videos a day. It was, I don't know how I did it, to be honest with you. I must, how about neglectful father? That's what we're gonna say. That's how it happened. No, but I'm so lucky that I have like an amazing wife that just let me take the bull by the horns. She handled everything else, so it seemed like I was just there all the time. And she sacrificed so much, including her career, for me to do what I did. So honestly, without her, I wouldn't have any of this stuff. So I have to thank her for that.
That's awesome. Yeah. I actually, for Mother's Day, I put a verse in card for my wife. It was Proverbs in Proverbs 31 about how the woman does not eat the bread of idleness. She rises up in the morning and her children and her husband call her blessed. It's an awesome verse. But anyways, the social media thing, has social media changed the way that local restaurants have to survive? Do you think that local restaurants would thrive better if they were more apt at social media?
Yeah, I think if you're not using social media and you own any kind of business, or doing any kind of trade or like something that you just love doing on the side, if you're not using social media, I hate to say it, like you're missing out on such an opportunity to gain traction, gain knowledge, and just make more community, because it's if you own a business, it's free advertising. Number one, I don't care. Like you take what you can get, because I don't know if you've ever put out an ad in a newspaper, like it's the 40s, it still costs like a month payment, like a rent payment. Like it's insanity. It's just like, so anything to get your name out, use it. I don't care what you do. Right now, flip side, you're putting yourself out there, so there's a negative side to it as well, but the pros outweigh the cons 1,000,000 to 1.
You just took my question.
I'm sorry, bro.
I was gonna say, are you dealing with trolls and
kitchen Karens? Yeah, we're kitchen Karens all the time. Yeah, kitchen Karens all the time, and now with the whole faith side, you got non-believers, and they're just. I prefer the faith side than the kitchen Karens over anything. So non-believers are people in my heart, like, with my faith, luckily has helped me look at people differently and try to, and this is the hard part about being a restaurateur, like where I'm a professional crap talker. And now Jesus is telling me to bite my tongue and love one another no matter what. And these are my brothers and my sisters that just haven't connected yet, and they just don't know what they're missing, and it's okay. And I still have to love them in that way. And it's really hard when someone is writing fake Google reviews from California and giving you 1-star reviews at your restaurant that don't even know who you are. And Google won't do anything about it. Like same thing with TikTok, like getting violations and getting banned for a week and like all this stuff. Like it's just, trolls are trolls, and that's okay. That's what they do. And that's how they're using that source as something to compensate for something that they're missing in their life. So it got to the point where it's not personal anymore to me. Now it's just like, all right, what's going on here? Like, I kind of feel bad for you. Like my mentor always tells me that's when you should be praying for them. That's what you should be praying for them, that they get the help that they need. And that's when the switch happened for me, like from going to the crap talking to the more being honest and being loving, because I don't know what they're going through in their life, and people don't know what I'm going through in my life, right? So we're all human. We all suffer, no matter who we are, no matter how much money we have in the bank, no matter how much education we have, no matter what business we're running. We all have hurts and pains and we suffer. So I have to, it's more of a feeling bad than a I'm angry, I'm coming to get you.
Sure.
How it used to be back in the day.
Yeah.
Would you say that the faith is helping you or hurting you in the as far as your social platforms?
Social media, TikTok, it's hurt a lot. I've gotten banned a few times, and I've also gotten all of my faith videos on my main page are kind of like shaded, like they're not being shown to follow to new people, like at the FYP, people that don't follow me, and I've also been banned from making money on TikTok. So yeah,
Interesting.
Why did that happen?
they kept saying because so you get banned from the money making part because of violations. So every time I posted a video about faith, I have a faith page called Ask and Seek, and I would repost that video on my main page. So I was like, oh, it's time for me to tell everybody that follows me on my main page. I'm done hiding it. I just want to tell people about my faith. And if they don't like me and they want to unfollow me, that's fine. God bless them. Keep them going, right? But TikTok's like, oh, this is unoriginal. And I'm like, it's me talking. And they're like, it's unoriginal. I'm like, but it's me. And like, I would, write in all the time saying like, it's, proving. I'd even send in unedited videos. It's me, like explain. And they're like, nope, it's not real. So you get a violation. And after like 12, they take away your money making. They take away the pushing on the FYP has gone way down on TikTok. Yeah. So
it's interesting how, once you're out of the fog, once you start to see the truth and you want to relay the truth to people, it's interesting how the world comes at you so hard and tries to put it under a basket. We do not want the light to shine. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah. And I told my wife recently just got baptized about a year ago. And she was, believed in God, but wasn't a true follower. And, I went through it before her for like a year. And I told her, when she said, oh, I want to get baptized, it's time. I'm with you all the way. And I'm like, okay. I go, but just get ready, because as soon as you come out of that water, that's when everything comes at you. Yeah. Life just hits you even harder. Any demonic forces or any evilness that's out there in the world is coming for you.
Yep. Coming for you. Yeah. My father's a pastor, and Johnny, my co-host, his father's a pastor as well. My father used to tell me it's, as soon as you accept him into your heart, you're instantly on the front lines of a supernatural battle. It's unbelievable.
That's incredible.
Yeah. But I got a quick question about your followers on Instagram, or your platform. Do you see your platform as entertainment, ministry, marketing? Do you see a mix of all three?
Yeah, it's funny because like I've just so the restaurant industry for me is kind of like dying in my eyes. Like what I'm seeing is just like and I hope that someone figures out the algorithm of like making it better again. But ever since COVID happened, we lost a lot of the just caring about the customer, or the person walking in the door. We've lost that, and we've gained more excuses than anything in the world to be lazy. So when COVID hit, we were allowed to close a couple days a week because we didn't have the staff, or we didn't have enough this, and we ran out of product this, and it just continued. It didn't stop. So everything, and you'll see it with your shipping when you order anything overseas, or it's delayed because of a storm. It's just all these excuses have come, and then you throw in the workforce with this new group of kids coming up. There's just no more drive to want to be successful. That's what I've been seeing. Again, my personal experience with my restaurant. I'm not saying that there isn't any kids out there that aren't hustling and doing it right. And if they are, those are your future millionaires, because the market is thin. So yeah, I just think doing the social media now, I've kind of like flipped it to more faith-based for me, because I started that second page, Ask and Seek, because I was new to faith. I'm not a person that can shoot scripture off the hip. I'm not that guy. I'm dyslexic, and I have ADD, and that's why I'm a success in the restaurant, because I can hear and see a million things happening at once. That's my superpower. I can hear the printer going off. I can hear the phone going off. I can hear the dishwasher. I can hear everything happening at once, and I'm calm, and I'm in heaven during that time. So. But it's just with the faith, I just felt so uncomfortable, because you have to come out, you have to, overcome this feeling of like A, unworthiness, B, I'm not educated enough, C, who am I to talk? Who am I to tell anybody about Jesus? I'm like not the worst of the worst, but I'm not perfect. I'm not great. You know what I mean? Like I've done some stupid things in my life, but I started that page because I actually feel more comfortable speaking in front of a camera than I do in person.
Right.
And especially something that I'm not confident. Pizza, I'll talk to anybody for 60 hours straight. No problem. That's easy, you know? But how to be a great lover. I could do that too. No, I'm just totally kidding. But with Faith, it was just like uncomfortable. It was just uncomfortable. And I don't want to ever, A, be addicted to anything, or B, feel uncomfortable about something that's important to me in my life.
Oh, well said. Well, Johnny and I were just talking now before the show. We saw a tonal shift in your Instagram posts. And, it's amazing when Jesus enters your heart. It's amazing that it's so hard not to proclaim his name because you know that it works.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just like anything else. Once you see the truth, how can you not relay the truth to somebody else?
It's totally true. Yeah. It takes away that thing too of like everyone's number one question in life is, what is my purpose here? Why am I put on this earth? You know, and God forbid, like something tragic happens to you in your life and you get a second chance at life. Like I had a brain tumor 11 years ago.
Oh, wow.
Right. And I'm just like, I survived that an 8-hour surgery and a complete removal and benign and all that luck in the world. And it's like, why am I still here? Why did I get the free pass on that one? You know what I mean? Like, why did I get that? So if anyone feels like they need to have purpose in life, yes, you have a family, yes, you have a career and all that stuff, but your purpose in life is to spread the gospel and to save as many people as possible. That is your purpose in life, because without him, you have absolutely nothing. My pastor says it all the time. Everything else that we make an idol over promises, under delivers every time.
That's right. That's right. Romans 1:16 says, "For I am not ashamed of the gospel," and we should never be. It's funny how the devil tries to attack us too. As soon as we start to proclaim his name, the devil comes in with just a little bit of, he starts to twist the nerves and you start to get self-conscious a little bit, and that's how you know you're on the right path, when you start to get, anxiety in your life and everything else when it comes to the gospel. But Johnny, did you have something to ask about? You had a good question right before we jumped on.
I would like to think that all my questions are good questions.
so far, Johnny's questions have ranked the top. Just to let you know. So,
all right,
they've been the most challenging.
I got a couple here. I got a couple good ones.
No, I didn't want to take over, but I get 1,000 of them. But how do you balance? How do you balance being?
My next one was, how do you find time to create all this content?
I feel like I'm slacking. How about that? If that makes you feel any better.
I don't know, man. I'm a carpenter, and I tried a few years ago to make like little videos while I was on the job or whatever to help people out. Tips and tricks and stuff like that. Because carpenters love that stuff. Little tricks of the trade kind of thing, and just to try to make one little video that was gonna be turned into a short would take over like 2 hours of my time. And then I finally was like, you know what, this is costing me money. I'm not making any money off this. Totally. I gotta just forget about this idea, to make any kind of video or whatever. So I can't even imagine making pizza full time, being in the kitchen, trying to do that, keep your attention on that, and then also pumping out all these videos all the time. I mean, that must be really difficult.
Yeah, like anything in life, right, brother? Like if I'm sure if I had to make a table, like I would literally be taking 3 weeks to make it, because I'd be crying for the first 2 weeks about the splinters, and then after I'd be like, when do I use the Phillips head? Like that's the only thing I know about carpentry. Like that's it, right? So with anything, it's just about doing it, becoming a routine. Routine as men, like we have these routines that we're just constantly like. So it just makes us quicker and more efficient. And then also it's about also getting out of your own way, bro. Like sometimes when we start making content, we're thinking like it's got to be this theatrical event, and it's got to be something that I'm like, all right, if I make this video about pizza, I got to make it a video about something that pizza guys don't know. Like it's a tip, like you said, for a carpenter, right? When you're completely forgetting that your audience is not carpenters. It's someone that is into carpentry or wants to know about carpentry or wants to know about tools and what they do and what kind of wood it is. So it's like I tell my friends in construction, and he says the exact same thing. He's like, dude, I put a cabinet together and it took me 2 hours to film it. And I go, bro, you need to take how to make a cabinet and break that down into 60 videos. Like, just stop like thinking that it all has to be start to finish, or it needs to be like overindulged. I'm telling you right now, if you made a video on how to use a hammer properly for 30 seconds, it would do better than you explaining how to make a cabinet from start to finish.
Wow.
Because that's what we forget. Our talent, or the gift that God gave us, is a gift. It's a talent. It's not something that everybody has. Like, we forget, like, a basic thing, make a video, how to use a pizza cutter. You're like, everybody knows how to cut a pizza, right? Come on. It's like, hello. It's like, I could do that with my toe. Like, I don't have to use my hand. It's so easy, right? But if you make a video about it and you explain, like, oh, this is how to cut 6 slices, this is how to cut 8 slices, it's more viral than me showing you how to make a pizza from start to finish.
Yeah.
Wow.
Do you I got a couple devil's advocate questions. Do you ever worry that social media rewards personality more than the actual quality of the food?
Yeah, I think social media obviously has its evils, right? It has its bad things. It has, like, because my videos went more viral. Is that even proper English anyway? You're a New Englander. More viral. Yeah. So do videos go further on the algorithm when you are more foul mouth, more obnoxious, more, of course, more.
Gonna show a little skin, Marco.
Yeah, show a little skin. Nobody wants to see this. Nobody. Not even the New England Aquarium. They're like, we've seen that fish. So, but yeah, it's just, of course, sex sells. I don't care what anybody says. Anger, anything that's fear driven, anything that makes you give you the ability to give your opinion and tell me about your problems is going to explode better than me telling you that you need Jesus. Right. So,
right.
It's going to explode. So I haven't, it's been a little while since I've had, well, actually we had one on Instagram. It did 3.5 million views, which was incredible. And
awesome.
Yeah, it was fun. It was just a fun one. But as soon as anybody that's doing social media and wants to get it going, please ignore the numbers, ignore the likes, ignore the comments, ignore the shares. Are they important to get you further if you're trying to become a full-time content creator? Yes. But if you're staring at that is going to become your new dopamine. That's going to become your new idol. And you're not going to create anything. And I went through a year of that where all my videos that were all recipes and that made that cookbook, Cooking and Cussing, that was me full-time, retired from the restaurant industry in Florida. And I was the most miserable in my whole life. I hated content creating. I hated filming. I hated cooking. I hated my wife at point in time and my kids as well, because now I have 2 children that are special needs. They're both autistic. And my daughter stims a lot. So like now you got background noise and I'm like, I'm filming. Like I would like literally foam at the mouth. And it was like, it just destroyed me. It destroyed me.
Defeated.
Yeah. It's just awful.
What do you think now that this tonal shift in your pages? What do you think people connect with more? The food, your faith, or the business itself?
Yeah, so I think I'm at the point where I hate to say this, I don't really care what people think anymore. I just don't care anymore.
Yeah.
And the one comment on my faith page is more important than 15,000 comments on a viral video on my other page. I don't care anymore about that anymore. That one comment, and again, my wife's vision, my wife's slap to the back of the head, like pay attention to what's going on here. Like a person coming in to my restaurant now saying, man, I need help. Like I need prayer. And I'm like, what? And I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm like, that's not a question that I'm used to receiving when walking into my restaurant. It's either, what kind of pizzas do you have? Do you have any napkins? Well, it's not, I need help. Like, can you pray for me and help me with my family? Like, I'm like, okay. And it's like that. There's no price on that. There's no, there's not even an adjective to describe that feeling. That feeling of just someone came in here. Again, I already have like this natural people come to me and like they spill their guts on me. No matter where I've ever worked in my life, I'll be like, oh, would you like a napkin? And they're like, and then my mother did that. And I'm like, how did we get to this? Like they just feel comfortable enough, which is, again, another thing that my wife has said, a gift that you have received from your Heavenly Father, that people feel comfortable with you, that they can share their most internal feelings. And now what are you going to do with it?
Right.
What are you going to do with that?
Nice. That's awesome. Yeah, it sounds like God gave you a good woman. That's a great thing.
Yeah, greatest gift he's given me. Yeah.
That's awesome. If Instagram disappeared tomorrow,
yeah,
would the business still be just as strong?
Yeah, business would be
Good.
just fine. Yeah, because this business, Mutt's Pizzeria, the new shop, was the complete opposite of what I wanted with all my other restaurants. So even though I had some ideas to do more of a YouTube side of it, I wanted to do that. I wanted to be like, I wanted a Big Brother version of restaurant. That's what I wanted. That was the vision in the beginning. I was like, oh, I'm going to have multiple cameras at every different stations, and people could click on what camera they wanted to watch and listen. And then if people, wrote certain comments or memberships and all that stuff, we could have like a room that people can, interview and talk to the people that were working there. But it just didn't. It was just too much. It was just too much to do that.
That's still a great idea, though. I like it.
That's trademarked by Marcothepizzaman, Marco, all that kind of stuff. Just so you know.
Nice.
So I gotta ask you, any sight of Portnoy? What's going on?
Yeah, right. I get that all the time. People say,
sure you do. Yeah.
But you only like shitty pizza, so it's fine.
You're not a New Haven pizza guy?
No, I honestly, if Dave Portnoy walked into my restaurant, I wouldn't care about the review. I kind of just want to meet the dude because he's inspiring. He seems like a cool dude that made it through the treachery of living in this state. And also, like, he gave so much back to businesses during COVID. Like, I just want to shake his hand and thank him. The review would just be a bonus. It'd be cool to see my shop on his page. That's about it.
Yeah. A lot of people live and die by the Portnoy review.
Again,
a lot of shops.
People tasting pizza from behind their laptop. That's the people. I tell people all the time, pizza. I'm going to use the term. Pizza is just like sex. It's great anyway. It just depends on what mood you're in, right? So I'll eat Domino's, no problem. I like Elio's. I'd rather have frozen crap than the stuff that I put out.
I had a Red Baron the other night out of the freezer. Hadn't had it in a while. Not bad. Not bad.
Well, we touched on this a little bit earlier, but again, the shift in what you post. How has your faith shaped the way that you run your business now, and basically just treat people behind the scenes and your customers?
Yeah, it's 20. We're going to almost 27 years of doing this for a living. You suddenly start seeing who Marco is and who Marco the Pizza Man is. And Marco the Pizza Man is a legend. He's a savage, and he's accomplished a lot in his life, but he has run over a lot of people to get there. And he's been insensitive, and he's been it's just a person I don't want to be all the way anymore. So I've noticed that when faith has come in, now it's like talking to employees. It's not, I can't be that guy. And I feel it. It like when the shit hits the fan, when the shift is getting crazy, and when people are calling out and there's no one there and there's just me that has to run 3 stations, I tell my wife, there's no way for Marco to run this restaurant right now. Marco the Pizza Man has to come out because he's the cocky, confident master savage of this. No one touches him in this. He comes out and he gets angry and he just goes at it, and everything's done perfect. It's a proven concept of making money, Now, is it a proven concept of being a great husband? No. Is it a proven concept about being a great boss? No. But it's a concept that food gets out, it's amazing, and we make money. Let's go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, that faith part is definitely it's wow, dude. Talk about, I don't know how I still have a tongue. I don't know how I've survived. And I tell people all the time, when you become more faithful and you start following Jesus, it's like, it feels like the best description I can give it is like a melon baller scraping down your chest, because you're redefining your DNA of how you lived your life. Like, you start saying like, oh my God, like, I can't believe anybody was around me when I was a person, you know?
Yeah. You start becoming certain convictions come into your life where there were never convictions before in that area.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Great way to say that. Yeah.
What's I mean, running a pizza business, what's a struggle that you can tell us behind the scenes that most of your followers probably don't realize comes with running a pizza shop?
It doesn't turn off. It
Really?
doesn't turn off. It just doesn't stop. It's always something. You never eat. If you own a restaurant, you never get to sit down and eat a meal ever. If you have a hot meal, your restaurant is almost going out of business if you're sitting down to have a hot meal. I'm like, right now. And also, like, it's the labor force is dead. It's gone. And yeah, your minimum wage for not minimal work. How about that? That's what's happening. And I feel like, I think a lot of people want to be entrepreneurs, but you can't. You need to be a certain person to be an entrepreneur. I don't care how good you are at something. It takes a certain person to be an entrepreneur. You got to have, I don't know. I'm an only child, so sometimes I think it's a part of that, like, because I'm used to just being by myself. I'm used to entertaining myself. There was never that person, that said, get up, go do it, or you'll never, there was no motive. You have to be your own self-motivator. Like, you have to do, there's no calling out sick. There's none of that stuff, so it's, if you can't get yourself going, I tell people all the time, like, you're not made for this. This is not for you. I love you. I think you're a talent. I think you can cook real well, but please don't ever open up a restaurant, because you will be eaten alive in 10 seconds. It's an industry that's really tough.
We in the contracting business always use the pizza analogy when someone's trying to talk us down on our price or whatever. It's all, you always say, like, do you go into a pizza shop and haggle over the price of the pizza? The price of the pepperonis and the cheese. He said, no, you go in and you buy the pizza. And in the contracting world, we're always complaining about people nickel and diming us, and we use the pizza shop analogy all the time.
Yeah, totally. I had a voicemail this morning from someone saying, how would you make any money not being open for lunch? And I'm like, and then just, I'm like, that's the voicemail you decided to leave. And I'm like, luckily, MarcothePizzaMan was there when he got that voicemail, and he called you back and spoke to you and said, hi, how can I help you? And, then hung up the phone and went right to repenting.
So, that Christian guy chewed me out on the phone.
I still loved her. I loved her hard. That's all.
Yeah. Is there always a pressure to always, like, kind of be on, because your followers expect the MarcothePizzaMan character every day?
Yeah, I definitely feel that, and my wife is very, very, very good at pointing it out all the time. So yeah, I do. And now it's become a thing where I'm like, I don't know who I am anymore. It's awful. So it's like, is it MarcothePizzaMan? Is it Marco the wannabe stand-up comedian? Or is it just Marco?
I'm a dude playing another dude.
Yeah. I'm the dude playing. That was good. Yeah.
What is MarcothePizzaMan's favorite pizza? I mean, this is a softball question, but we got to know. What is it?
Marco, I have two favorite pizzas. Number one is the Pizzaman favorite, which is on our menu. It's a pepperoni banana pepper pizza with hot honey drizzle. The original was without the hot honey, because in the 80s we didn't have hot honey. So my my first pizza that I ever ordered by myself when I was like 6 or 7 years old. Don't do that. 6 or 7 years old, I ordered a pepperoni banana pepper pizza from Domino's. So that was my first pizza I ever ordered, and it was my go-to. And then the second one is buffalo chicken pineapple. It was a phenomenal pizza.
Ooh, that sounds good.
What in the world? Buffalo chicken pineapple.
That sounds good though.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's the top seller out of all the pizzas?
Pizzaman's the number one selling pizza.
All right.
How do you kind of switching gears here again? How do you handle critics, or how do you handle people who say that Christian business owners use faith as a marketing tool?
Oh, I've never had that.
Okay, so, that's awesome then.
Yeah, it has not happened yet. So
yeah,
great.
That's awesome. And yeah. I'm sure you've had like customers like we were talking about earlier. Like you said, TikTok had dropped off in viewership. Have you? Some people might say, it's not me, devil's advocate question, if you will. Some people might say that mixing faith and business can push away customers who don't believe the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. How would you?
I could see that. I could see that because I've had people walk out with my American flag sticker.
Yeah.
So, because I have the American flag with like the blue stripe, the red stripe, the camouflage stripe, and they're like, "What is that?" That was like my first week open. So I was like, "That's an American flag," and they're like, "That's a racist flag." I'm like, "Man, I'm so sorry. There's a pizza shop across the street. Please just go over there. I'm not doing this. I'm not going down this lane, bro. It's not happening."
What was the where was the shift? Why did you decide to go full pizza after Beverly?
I wanted to make the perfect restaurant that I've always wanted. I wanted it so simple that I was hoping that it would have been a part-time job for me eventually after a year of getting it going. I just think there's so many restaurants out there that focus on one thing. Like Five Guys focuses on burgers. Flip the Bird focuses on chicken sandwiches, right? I'm like, why is it so weird that Mutt's Pizzeria only focuses on pizza? I'm like, I got to break this horrific chain that comes with owning a pizza shop. It's like, I got to have steak and cheeses. I got to have fries. I'm like, no, I don't. I'm a pizzeria. Do you see like the word there does not say, I got to have onion rings. It's like, you want French fries and onion rings, go to the sub shop that everybody does in this town. Just go there. I'm going to give you the best version of pizza that I can make with the best ingredients, the best recipes that I can create. And I'm going to focus on one thing so that A, you get a great product. B, I'm keeping the cost down. You know how much money it costs to have all of that inventory in my restaurant? Because my paninis had the sandwiches, the salads, the fried food, the wings. I'm like, and the inventory, the labor to run that. I'm like, I'm trying to keep pizza cheap, right? The way it's supposed to be with this economy, everything going on, right? $18 for a cheese pizza, $20 for any specialty pizza. That's not the typical price. So, especially
my local pizzeria charges like, I want to say 26, not going to name names.
Okay. For
the mega pizza, couple toppings, you're looking at like a $30 pizza.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a lot of money. We have a big family. I got 3 kids.
We roast all of our, vegetables from scratch. We do the things that I did. The things that I love pizza. It's given me so much in my life. Like pizza is. I'm a dumb high school kid that went to college for a couple of years and was like, no, it's not happening. And worked for a pizza shop since I was 16 years old. Worked with a lot of idiots. And I was like, you know what? If this guy can do it, I can do it. I'm going to learn it, and did it. And again, I've had, this is my 5th restaurant. I was 22 when I opened my first one. And it was like, I hate comparing it to like being in the military, but like, because those guys are amazing. I'm not that guy, but it literally was like in 1 year, you learned opening your own restaurant. You learned more than I ever would have learned in college. I don't care. Like, permits and dealing with the town and all, and like food costs and inventory. And then I even failed, or I broke even, but like in my eyes, I failed that restaurant because I didn't run it successfully. So I went back to the corporate world. I worked for Bertucci's for a while, Panera. I worked for Joe's American Bar and Grill, and I learned the corporate stuff. Like they teach you food cost and inventory and all that stuff. And then when I opened Panini in Beverly and Middleton and then Mutt's, it's like shooting fish in a barrel. It's cakewalk. Like
I apologize for calling. Is it Mutz or Mutz?
it's mutz, like mozzarella. Yeah.
Oh, Mutz. I apologize.
Yeah, Mutz is the
Yeah.
Chinese restaurant down the street.
Okay.
I'm just totally kidding.
Yeah. You realize you had a hit right off the bat?
I feel like I in that town, that
Yeah.
town has only Greek style pizza, which if you don't know what that means, it's cooked in a pan. That's what Greek pizza is. So that's what that means. So
That's what
nobody had hand tossed. Yeah, that's called the Greek pizza when it's cooked in a pan.
Oh, look at that. Nice. Thank you. Pizza knowledge.
Pizza knowledge. I
I
got it.
What would you consider
prefer
yours?
the Italian pizza.
Italian hand toss. Yeah, that's what we
Yeah,
have.
let's go.
Yeah.
All day.
Are you Portuguese, Italian? What are you?
I'm Portuguese. Yeah, don't tell anyone. I'm a fraud. I'm a fraud. No, I'm telling you, I was born the wrong race. Okay, I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you, I'm supposed to be Italian because I just love everything Italian. I married an Italian. I'm like,
Yeah.
I got to get that somehow.
Did the Italians even invent pizza?
I don't even know. To be honest.
Isn't pizza from New York? Is that fake news here?
I don't know. It's fake. It's fantastic news. I don't know. Well, pasta came from Japan, right, or China, right?
Something.
So like, we're all frauds.
We're all
Yep.
frauds. You hear it here on the Oddcast.
Marco, where do you see yourself? Where do you see yourself going from here?
Oh man, you asked the $1 million question, the one that I am going back and forth with right now every day.
Mhm.
The White House?
What's that?
The White House politics?
No, God, no. Oh my God, no. No, God, no. Definitely not. You know what? It's so funny because my church is. I go to Netcast at the Liberty Tree Mall in Danvers. When you find your church, you find your home. It's crazy how things change. And I'm so every time I go in there, I'm inspired by somebody. My pastors are incredible. They're, Pastor Matt and Pastor Travis and even Breno. They're all just like, they are their own individual person, but they're so on the same page. And whatever one is weak on, the other one is dominant on. And it's like when I see those people preach, it doesn't give me the confidence to preach. Because they're just so good. They're just so good. And it's like
you said, it's their gift.
Correct. Exactly.
Yeah. That's how I found you, That's how I found you online, not through the pizzeria, but you had responded to somebody posting a video in the mall saying, what the heck is Netcast?
Yeah. That's
and then you said,
I invited him. I texted him and everything, and he wouldn't do it. And he wouldn't respond or nothing. And I'm like, that's okay. Like, whatever. I couldn't just stand there. I couldn't let that happen because the one thing about, I hate people call me a social media influencer. The one thing I hate is people that won't back what they're talking about. Like, I'm like, we have enough keyboard warriors in the world. I'm like, how about you come? I texted him. I said, bro, come with me to Netcast. Come to a service. I'll introduce you to people. You can ask me 1 billion questions. We'll go live. We'll do it together and record it. And you give your honest opinion. Then I respect you because at least you experienced it. You talked about it, your own personal experience, and you're honest about it. That's it. I don't care about anything else. I'm not trying to convert you. That's not my job. My job is not to convert you. My job is to tell you, and the Holy Spirit takes over from there. That's not my job. You know what I mean? So again, everybody goes quiet. Everybody, and that's when I know it's usually the people that don't have a profile picture. It's usually the one that has name user 66422 and all this stuff. It's usually those people that, talk the talk. But again, I usually just say thank you, God bless, and thanks for putting a comment. And it made it go further in the algorithm. So thank you.
That's right. That's right. It's amazing how out of all and I don't call it a religion. I hate the word religion. I think it's a nasty word. I like the word relationship. I have a relationship with my creator. But as soon as let's just say for the sake of conversation, out of all the religions in the world, it seems that when you proclaim the name of Jesus, it's the most attacked.
Yeah.
And that should be a barometer of you saying, okay, I think I'm on the right path here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. That's a great point that you don't hear anybody complaining about Buddha.
And he's the only cuss word too.
Yeah, exactly. Like when you stub your toe, you don't scream out, "Oh Buddha."
Right.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
and I get it. And it's it's what it is, right? It's what it is right now. It's tough to say anything bad. So
Well, I believe that God's going to bless your business even more so. But because believe me, when you put yourself on the front lines of the spiritual battle, which you are, which we all are, but once you start to proclaim his name, especially to people out there, especially to, you got 140 something thousand followers now.
yeah, we have 100 on Instagram, 140 something thousand. We have almost 500,000 on TikTok, and then
Wow.
140 something on Facebook. So we're close to 1 million all across the board. But yeah, it's definitely different. I'll tell you right now, it's a different journey. It's been exciting. It's easier for me to make a faith video than it is to make a funny pizza video anymore. Like, it's just easier. It's more enjoyable. There's no pressure. There's no pressure on it. That's it. So it's just like, I need to do it. And if it gets one person to think about it, then I'm doing my job.
That's awesome, man. Johnny, do you have any more questions for Marco the Pizza Man?
I just I'd like to thank you for coming on, Marco. It was great to talk to you. I'm 100% gonna come by for a pizza.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I love pizza.
Marco, before we let you go, can you tell people where to find you, anything that you have on the horizon, stuff like that?
Yeah, so you guys can find me on Marco the Pizza Man on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. I also have my faith page is Ask and Seek, and that's only on TikTok. That's only on TikTok just because we're playing with it. We have the cookbook. We do have hopefully having a Christian line of clothing coming out soon, which would be fun to do. And man, I'm excited. I don't really have a lot on the horizon of like planning because it's been a fun couple years in our life right now. Like we're in a little bit of a valley, as what they call it. But all I can say to people is, I met Jesus when I had everything in life. I was very, very wealthy. I had a lot of money. I had the dream house in Florida. I was retired. I had a $15,000 golf cart just for fun, and I spent like 6 figures at Disney World in 1 year. That's the kind of money I was making. And I found Jesus on that day when I was like, I hit every goal in my life. I had that vision board, and I checked everything off, and I was empty inside. So I don't have that sad story of I was an addict or my parents did this to me and all that, that crushing stories that you hear when people find faith. I had the complete opposite. And as soon as I gave everything to him, I surrendered everything to him. Everything that I idolized has been removed from my life. Like, I'm not rich anymore. I'm not famous on doing well on social media anymore. Like, my numbers are plummeting, and it's okay. It's okay because I have as they say in the song, I have a peace that makes absolutely no sense. And it's just been, what a ride, dude. What a ride, man. And I'm like, y'all got to do it. Y'all got to come to Jesus. I don't care who you are, where you came from, what your background is, and how much of a sinner do you think you are. You're the one that he's calling for, and he does his best work with the broken. So you're never broken enough. So come on down. Come, and if you're looking for a local church, come to Netcast in Danvers. Message me. I respond to everything, please, and I'll meet you there, and I will guide you through it. And if it's not for you, it's not for you. But if it is, God bless you, man, because you need it.
Awesome. Well said, man. Well said. And there's a great verse, the peace that God gives us, it goes beyond our understanding. We can't literally put it into words. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And if you don't mind, I'd like to pray you out of here.
Yeah, man, I would love that.
Awesome. Well, Lord Jesus, thank you for the opportunity to talk to this man. We ask that you keep him safe, Lord, in and out of the business. We pray that you guide his hands and you guide his words each and every day, what he decides to post. We pray that you give him power in the way that he proclaims your name, Lord. And we ask that you bless him and his family up, Lord, mentally, spiritually, physically, and financially. And again, Lord, give him good health, him and his family. And again, we ask that you just protect him, put your angels around him every day. And we thank you for his life. We thank you for his mission. And amen.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you.
Awesome, man. Well, again, thank you. Thank you so much for coming on. And we will be coming in very soon.
I love it. I love it.
Get the Marcos. I want the hot honey. I want the whole thing.
This is becoming uncomfortable, bro. As long as the hot honey's on the pizza, we're good.
I get passionate about my foods, man.
Awesome, man. Well, thanks again, brother.
Appreciate you guys for your time.
Nice to meet you, brother.
You too, man.